Good morning to my 2000 star seed. Thank you so much for being here. It is another big, beautiful day of disclosure. If you could just like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'm really excited because of this morning's video. I really wanted to show you guys this awesome random stream. Sometimes these gems happen every once in a grand while where we got third phase of moon, the Cousins brothers jumped onto the stream this weekend and we talked about disclosure for about an hour or so, and I thought it was such a great conversation that I wanted to play it for our morning stream here. So this is to all of you guys. I hope you really enjoyed this interview. I'm obviously streaming this at 5 a.m. at our usual time for Good Morning UFO, but I'm in the live chat hanging out, so if there's any questions you want to ask me or anything, I'll be there with you guys, the live chat family, as usual. But to, waste no more time, we're going to jump right into it when we had the boys jump on. So I hope you guys enjoy this interview.
UFO game's out, and you got the Lost Century coming up, the National Press Club. It's all happening, and we're going to be, the links are in the description below, so you could take a look at all the events coming up. Take a look at the documentaries. I know we're just about out of time here, Dr. Right. Stephen Greer, but the end game is disclosure, and
we're not, guys. It's a mega stream. We're mega streaming
the world and have a paradigm shift. And I think we're on the right path. But again, you just never know what's going to happen. So people do have to come forward while the timing is right. And it's going to be an amazing year this year. And what's happening with Congress and maybe more hearings, we'll see what happens. But things are moving forward in a positive direction with people and whistleblowers that are.
Is that true? Is this Blake Cousins? Is everything working?
Hey, Ellie girl, what's going on?
It's not on the. Whoa, nothing. What's up with you? You guys, we got their face of moon on the show. All about freaking yes. What is up, guys? Thanks for jumping on.
Hey, we got the notification that you're on. Unlike Third Phase of Moon, people don't get notified about our channel anymore. So YouTube's algorithm
shadow
is
banned.
Shadow at its best. But, hey, we're getting notifications from Alien Girl, the up and comer, so the hardest worker, almost like every morning. Dang.
I'm crazy, Blake. I'm crazy. Is Brent there?
Wow. Oh yeah, right here, Amy. Oh,
what's up, Brent? Welcome. Thank you for coming to the show. You're on Alien Girl.
Yay.
Yeah. Appreciate you sharing this. Thanks for letting me play it. Everybody thought I was interviewing Greer for like a little bit.
Nice.
I was pretending just to like nod. Yes. Yes, Stephen Greer. Yes. But
yeah, it's been about a year since we've had Greer. Actually, we make these documentaries, but to get them on our channel, YouTube, and discuss what we're working on. It's been 10 months at least since he's been on Third Phase. So it's been a while, and that was. It's pretty intense. Some of the things he has to say and where we're at and some of the implications if things go forward and the blueprint behind it all. It's all complicated stuff. This isn't just all about, the typical UFO Roswell reality TV show, History Channel, what they're doing. This is something that's real life. And there's, a lot of people's lives are at stake here as far as whistleblowers and people that have been involved with the black budget.
Yes, that's what's so scary about it. Is it's like it's actually pretty serious when we really start to get deep into it, and you start talking to more people, and you start exploring it a little bit more. It all gets really creepy, you guys. Because when I got started out, this was pretty fun.
I know, right? It was. Now it's like you gotta watch each other's backs, look over your shoulders.
Gosh.
You don't know. There's so many people out to get you if you're even discuss this and share information. And it's such a wild situation actually on everything. We're speaking to like Congressman Tim Burchett over this subject matter, and just even having access to these politicians that have this some kind of access, and how it actually rolls is still amazing. As as we move forward, it's going to be tricky because now we have even Congressman Tim Burchett admitting that he's stumped, and there's such a wall that we're never going to get over, pretty much, unless something else happens. Something's got to crack, but we're not going to get it from this office, obviously.
Yeah, man. I mean, Tim is so amazing. Tim Burchett. Oh, he's doing it all. He's like the disclosure guy. I'm just thankful that we have him out there actually talking about it, because you have Rubio, and I don't know. It's all so encompassing, and it's overwhelming, honestly, at the end of the day, because I remember when you guys would do your shows and you would just have somebody say something kind of like wild, right? And you get it you get it taken down. Like, I remember there was one abduction that you guys saw, and there were these drawings, and they took it down, and suddenly, and I just remember you guys getting censored so much for things that I didn't think were worthy of being censored. Right?
I think we're the first YouTube channel that the YouTube algorithm may have been looking at one of the most channels, the biggest channel in regards to the phenomenon. And then some of the things that they were looking at kind of trickled to everybody else. And when they put these stoppers in place, for sure, there's some stoppers going on. And yes, there were some controversial people that would tell their stories, and it got pretty extreme. But again, should be kind of a free platform to talk about basically anything, as long as you're not inciting any kind of, destruction or violence. We're just telling people's experiences, and it got pretty amazing about some of these people's abduction encounters. Whether it's true of what they went through is just we created a platform so people felt comfortable about sharing it. And it was interesting that some of these were actually hardcore censored. We actually had one video censored when we were talking about Putin, and we got it from Russia. We're like, wow, no questions asked. It's a straight up Russian takedown, and it said from Russia and nothing else. And it's like, whoa, I guess they didn't like what we're saying. Who knows? It's like
you just said Russia. Wait, what?
Yeah.
I said Russia wants you to take this down.
The country took it down. It wasn't even a strike. It was just a worldwide takedown where nobody could see it, and came straight from Russia. And there was really what we're saying. I remember it was interesting. We're mentioning Putin and some things, but there was nothing I thought that was sensitive in this. Even though there was things that people are concerned about, but yeah, it came straight out of there. A worldwide takedown, no copyright strike. They just did not want the video to be seen by anybody. We couldn't even watch it. We had the original on the hard drive, but we couldn't watch it on our own upload. It's just so bizarre. Some of the things. There's so many stories about some of the things that have been taken down. One of the biggest followers. Here's an interesting fact. YouTube analytics. As a YouTuber, people need to look at their analytics, and it gets pretty extensive on what country people are viewing you from, what gender, what age group, all that important stuff that everybody needs to look at very closely. But one of the countries that was the most interested in Third Phase of Moon for about a month, and it's quite incredible. Like, the United States obviously is where our biggest numbers come from, but at one point for a whole month, 90% of our views, and when you look at the analytics as a wave, this wave thing just shot straight up. And it showed it on the worldwide map, and it was big, and it was red, this country. And it's like, oh, like, why is Iran the biggest watcher of Third Phase of Moon?
What
So Iran,
yes,
they were looking,
why are they?
They were looking at, because they're shooting down drones, and there's like classified information in these drones that were shot down over Iran. And Iran was just looking to Third Phase of Moon because we had the biggest archive from people shooting the craziest stuff in the sky that no other. So they're just wanting to look at the assets of what America had, in my opinion. So Third Phase of Moon is still the best place to share it, to get the videos out from the public. But it's interesting that Iran was coming to third phase of moon for probably the front line of the technology that's possibly out there. There's so much, some of this stuff we can't explain. That's what we do at third phase moon. We're just putting out things we can't explain, and it's getting a little harder and harder every day now to put out these UFO videos, because after doing this for about 15 years, we pretty much can explain 99% of what we're seeing now, because we've learned so much. We've come a long way from the beginning stages to where we are now. For instance, there's this video out. We were hesitant in putting it out, and we decided not to, because again, we can't prove that it's a tower in the background, but most likely it's a tower with these lights. It's in a fog bank. So we're having to be very selective of what we put out, because we just want to put out the stuff that we can't explain. And then we could get help from the public to explain it. That would be great. And if we can't, then it remains a mystery.
See, and that's the thing. People don't remember before the 3 unclassified UFO videos, right? Like those came out and everyone was supposed to get so excited. Yeah, and things have just really narrowed out a lot, mostly because the cameras have gotten so much better. And the CGI has just gone it's just gotten so much better that it's almost
I don't think impossible. The CGI has gotten much better. I think the CGI, it's so easy to see. And third phase of moon was a wild, wild west back in the day. We weren't putting up anything just to get eyeballs on the phenomenon itself, which is a position that third phase moon got in itself to the top UFO channel because of getting eyeballs on the phenomenon. That was the point. But what's happened since is quite incredible. We're dealing with Senate congressmen. We're talking to the top. We're bringing out documentaries. We're dealing with the public. Tens of thousands of people are sending us videos from around the world. This is the reason it had to happen. Something happened. So in this case, the CGI, in my opinion, is still so easy to spot. And we're pretty good. That's why you're not seeing it on third phase of moon. We don't want anything to do with CGI. And if you look over the past 6-7 years, there might have been a couple that have slipped through, but that's about it. People say everything we put up there is straight up CGI hoax, and they have no idea what they're talking about. And it's almost an insult to all the people that have submitted their UFO videos to us and dismissed the eyewitness themselves. Could you imagine some of these debunkers that want to say it's CGI and it's a fake? If the person who shot it was sitting next to them, what would it feel like? This person would be hurt. They would be accused of a liar. I respect the eyewitness and I respect the person that shot it. They're just looking for answers. There's no motivation financially. 99.9% of the people that have submitted videos to us, tens of thousands, have asked for any financial, any kind of financial compensation. They just are so genuine of what they captured. They have no idea. They just are looking for answers. They're real people like you and I. And CGI, in my opinion, is overrated. Obviously, there's people that are trying to do this, but again, they're really easy to spot.
Yeah, I'm scrolling through TikTok or whatever, Instagram, Twitter, looking for, we're always looking for the best stuff out there, and our submissions that people send us. And then we can look at something, and I think most people can see it pretty clearly when you see or spot a CGI video. It's pretty much in plain sight. And maybe we should do that a little bit more on third phase and bring these up and maybe call them out for what's going on and being spread out throughout the world on a daily basis of whatever's going up. It's like, hey, no, this isn't CGI, and we're going to prove how it is a CGI and how this was kind of created. We could do that all day if we want to, but to give any kind of like credence to these people that are trying to do that, I'm not sure if we should give them a platform. Should we, Amy?
In my own opinion, I think it's best to try to expand and be expansive and amazing, like all 3 of us are, and everyone in the chat room. Because a lot of the time, I think people are looking for the sensational way to get as many views as possible, including myself. I put little red laser eyes. I'm working hard on those on my thumbnails if I have red laser eyes, maybe someone will click on it. But I'm being fun. I'm trying to have fun with it. But I just don't. I think a lot of this stuff, it's going to implode on itself. And I think what it really comes back to is like, you guys were really the first one, and I think you're still the first one I've ever seen somebody actually have testimony from the person who saw it. You guys always do that now. Like, you always have somebody to get on camera and say, hey, I saw this, because people, it's easy if they can just turn in some video, whatever, that they downloaded or they created, or they're tricking everybody. Because I'm into it. People are always constantly trying to be like, hey, look at this. Somebody showed me one really, 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 really good like 2 weeks ago. And I said that to them. I was like, oh, my friends, we're on Third Phase of Moon, #1 UFO YouTube channel. I was like, we got to get you on. And then, then they faked me out. They were messing with me.
Oh, no. Yeah, I know. There's these people that absolutely. And again,
messing with me.
That's, there's these people that want to send fake videos to us just to see if they could get it by. And then we'll deny it and go back to them and say, why are you sending us this footage when it's fake? And it happens over and over. We've got an eye on this. We've been doing it again for 15 years. We've seen every single video out there. And what's sad too, I guess I'm kind of ranting here, but it's interesting that there's videos that are coming out that have been around for over a decade. They're continuing to bring these videos out from the past and claiming that they were just shot yesterday and they're new videos. And there's some major affiliates that are doing this quite a bit. Again, we've seen it all. We pretty much know the archive. So when we're putting up something on Third Phase of Moon, we're not 100%. Nobody is in this field, and we've claimed that nobody's perfect and everybody makes mistakes. But the stuff we're putting up, we're getting it from the people. We're knowing that this is new footage. Nobody's ever seen it before, or at least we're on top of it within hours. And it's interesting on how people will like try to set you up for sure. It continues to this day, but it's pretty difficult. They're not going to get it past us. Like we said, we've seen it pretty much everything.
Yeah, well, the second I was like, yeah, we just got to get your girlfriend on camera saying she saw a TR3B, bam, they were out. They weren't going to get on camera and say that they saw it, Yeah,
we're really proud of our archives of when people submit us videos or we see something that's really amazing. We just go straight to the source. And then we'll reach out to them on Facebook or whatever and ask them politely, hey, can we share this on Third Phase Moon? We'll give you credit. But wouldn't it be great if you come on the show and explain your UFO sighting? And that's pretty much the best investigative work you could do, because these people it's happening within 24 hours. It's fresh and we're getting it out as fast as possible. That's what we really thrive on that. I mean, that's some of the best parts of Third Phase of Moon.
And we'll give them quick pointers. It's like, here, can you just film yourself for 2 minutes, explain the situation, when, where, and how, what you felt, and just very basic. And it's amazing that the public and strangers, they'll comply and do it because they believe they know what they saw. And it's amazing. They'll say, okay, and they work. They're like, okay, I'm at work, but I'm gonna get back home and I'll do it right away. As soon as I get off work, I'll send you the video. And these people will go through the process of filming themselves, putting their face on the line and uploading the file and doing the hard work. That is just, those are the best. Those people that do that. And that's what people miss in this field. And when people say it's a fake, it's CGI, it's the people that are shooting this. It's when we know for sure that there's no manipulation. We're not putting up stuff that's manipulated in any way. So we believe the eyewitness when we're putting up, most of this stuff. And if we don't, we're going to call it out for sure. We're going to explain it. People just don't listen sometimes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just ridiculous how it all gets. But it's good that you guys are focusing on these specific instances, because the thing that I get worried about is people just get so hung up on talking about what they don't believe. They very rarely talk about what they do believe. I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. But we have XJ here. He's saying all the Patriots have migrated to Rumble. Does Third Phase of Moon have any plans of maybe doing like a Rumble account or any other alternative platform for free speech? Since you guys do, like, you know, because of the censorship, you guys could move somewhere else, do something else, you know, like Twitter. I don't know. You guys thought about that?
YouTube just feels like home, and hopefully they just clean that house up and get their shit together. You know, I have. Starting from scratch is a little tricky. We do have a Rumble account. I'm like, do I have Rumble? Let's see what that's all about. And apparently I tried out Rumble like 6 years ago. So there is a Third Phase of Moon Rumble account. I put something up, test market it, see what was going to go down. I guess what do we say? There's nothing that we're saying that doesn't need to be censored, is in my opinion. Like if we went to Rumble, what can I drop an F-bomb? Who cares? It's like that doesn't, there's not much going on as far as what should be censored. So again, I just hope YouTube has just kind of cleans up the house a little bit, opens it up, maybe new management, different ideas. We've been talking to them, and some of the reasons why we're not on the front page, this is kind of a world exclusive if anybody's going to pick up on this, but so we've spoken to YouTube about why Third Phase of Moon is not on the front page. We're the most watched video within 24 hours on a certain subject matter of a certain UFO encounter, a certain place. We're the front line. We should be on the front searchable. Anybody should be on the front searchable with the highest views. Well, obviously, when you search UFO, CNN, Fox, and all these guys pop up, obviously. You know, years ago, we were on the front page and we dominated it because that's what the world was watching. That's what they wanted to see. They're looking for the latest and the greatest. This is a no-brainer. But since they're being force-fed Fox and CNN, they're going to get the headline. We've got an answer back, and basically they say YouTube doesn't own the front page anymore. They don't control it because of security reasons. Whatever that means, it means a lot to me.
We got it in writing.
We got it in writing.
What?
Security? Yeah.
You got it in writing too?
Yeah.
The stuff that you guys like, Russia, they wrote, okay. So they told you we're not putting you there, and they wrote you a letter?
Yeah.
Am I hearing that right?
An official response from YouTube themselves saying we don't own the front page anymore because of security reasons. So the algorithm's messed up at the front page for a lot of reasons. UFOs, national security.
Yeah, 5 years ago, the internet broke. And it broke for everybody. If you started this channel, Amy, like maybe 7-8 years ago, you'd probably have 100,000 subscribers.
I probably have like 5 million. Yeah.
Shit like yeah.
Obviously, guys, come on.
Everything broke, and you can't even search. You know, it's anybody that tries to search anything on YouTube, 7-year-old videos pop up, nothing relevant, nothing new. And it's really a disaster for anybody trying to do research in this field because it's pretty much of a lost cause. The search engine is destroyed. I'm not even sure if they could even fix it. I'm thinking to hire the big platforms, Fox, MSNBC, CNN. These guys are probably paying YouTube to put them up in front, so it's a monetizable conditions there, and it's not free anymore. It's not YouTube.
Well, and you gotta, no, keep going.
Yeah, it's not conducive to the person that's trying to utilize the tool. Like if you're going to use a tool as a search engine, this is doing a disservice to the person that's trying to find information. So when you're genuinely, back in the day, which we did on Third Phase of Moon, constantly look for the latest UFO video that anybody posted from around the world. This is what we did a lot. You know, we do get our videos that were submitted to us, and now it's kind of resorted to that, just people that are submitting it to us because the algorithm is so broken where back in the day, we were able to find anybody that would put up the UFO and say, what is this? Strange light. They just name it whatever, UFO or strange lights in the sky. You'd search it, it'd come up. Somebody shot this in Tennessee. Somebody shot this in, Nebraska. It was so easy to find the phenomenon, and we'd reach out to them and say, "Hey, we're Third Phase of Moon. You mind if we share your video? We'll give you credit along with the link." And we have tens of thousands of these people that we've worked with. We found them, and they allowed us to share their videos. This is you can't do it anymore. You cannot find the latest video from the public, and this is a disservice to the search, and this needs to be changed. It's just a strange object in the sky. YouTube, get over it. Let people want to look at this stuff.
Yes, they really do. What's interesting to me is what you were talking about in terms of there being the multiple sources, right? Like, because you could post, and this is actually how I found you guys. I don't talk about that too much with you guys. Sometimes I talk about it on my show, but I saw something one night. It was March 13th, 2013. And, I was a little into UFOs before that, but this was like, bam, all of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh, what did I just see? I needed to go look as much raw footage as I could on YouTube, whatever I could, kept looking. And it was your channel that had the footage of something that looked like what I saw. And that's what people don't take into consideration when they look at the way that, honestly, your organization has collected information and video footage, because it's a lot actually more in depth than like what I see happening at some other UFO information collection organizations, because when we look at Stanton Friedman, he was just answering the phone, right? At the National UFO Reporting Center. He's like, Stanton Friedman, you saw a UFO, and he'd write it out. And how many like UFO videos do you guys think you have in your archive? I mean, just like I don't even, what do you guys think?
Well, let's say if you did the math, and we've been doing this for 14 years or so on Third Phase of Moon, and then you get about maybe 20 or 30 submissions a day. I guess what is 30 times 365 times 14? That would be the answer, somewhere around there. Can somebody do that for us?
I have a calculator. 65. It's a lot, you guys. It's a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
It's too many. It's too many.
And most of them you don't see. Obviously, we're not sharing them. We're only sharing the stuff we can't explain. So there's so much mundane stuff out there that we're not going to show mundane stuff. So we get a lot of mundane. We see a lot of pareidolia. We see a lot of white dots, and a lot of the time, I'm sure people get offended that we don't get back to them too. Like, oh, I received your email, thanks, but I think it's this. Because if we had to reply to every single one and try and debunk it and give them a reason, we're just going to go down in a rabbit hole. We'll get back to the person that gives us something that we can explain and we like what we're looking at, and then we'll make contact. But
we try our best. Anybody that gives us an email, we'll email them back and say, hey, thanks. Keep your eyes on the sky, or good job. It's like, yeah, you captured something pretty cool there. We try our best.
We try our best, but we're not perfect at that. We're looking for we'll get back when we see something that we like, and that's how it rolls.
So I just wanted to say thank you so much, Shane Reed, real quick. $4.40 super chat. Don't give up. The truth is coming. We know that, B&B. Hey, I got another question for you guys. Eyes are on the skies. You guys came up with that, right? Like that's what my shirt says. It says eyes on the sky. Like, I swear to goodness, you guys were saying that first. I'm just saying people try to pick it up like it's theirs. And I'm like, whoa. No, eyes on the skies. It's fine. We don't have to go into depth about it. It's not like, I don't know. I don't know where that was going with that, but it's just interesting how people have kind of copied what, you guys have been doing, because you've been in it for so long. It's so funny to ask you guys like, hey, would you ever go on a different streaming platform? You're like, we feel safe at home at YouTube, because YouTube actually is like a lot of, they've talked to you. They've reached out to you, right? You guys have like talked to them on the phone.
Oh, we have Zoom meetings face to face. We've gone through, I don't know, probably about 6 different people, correspondents that work within the YouTube, and you know, they kind of come and go. They're interesting people. We always explain to them our kind of the side of situations. Again, the analytics, and we have these kind of views. Why are we not at the leaderboard? We just want a fair shot. Why do we have 800,000 plus subscribers and you're only giving 6% notifications to those subscribers? We earned every single one of them. And that's, you know, there's this constant issue. We'll put out a video and then somebody else will put it out with less subscribers than us and then triple the amount of views on the exact same video. When you search UFO Endgame to Disclosure, it's our documentary. We're the one that put the trailer up first. And then when you search it, you can't even find our trailer. There's some issues going on. Again, I don't understand obviously we're on the front line of something. This isn't for everybody, but the whole aspect of the UFO community has suffered from this issue of the phenomenon, because it opens up rabbit holes for a lot of conversation. And we've tried to tone down the language and keep our eye on the ball, but there's still a lot of stuff that opens up the Pandora's box for possible YouTube violations. Let's put it that way, community. So there's just a lot of aspects of it. And I still see a lot of people not understanding the rules a little bit, but that's up to them. We know the rules. I think you know the rules, but there are certain things that people will go down and wonder why their channel got shut down.
Oh,
we've been around for a long time and we're still here. And that's why we still respect YouTube to that level, because we've seen a lot of people that talk about this and that's been shut down. And in most cases for good reason. Let's put it that way as well.
Yes, but it's definitely that's what I think so interesting. That's why I was like, you guys talk to them, you know, because you have an active communication. You've developed that relationship over 15 years.
Actually, we just got a new person assigned to us, and they want to introduce themselves to us, but you know what? We're not even really interested anymore. And it's like, well, here comes another one, because there's always somebody new, and they just want to teach you the basics, like how can you grow your YouTube channel.
Oh,
we're just teaching them, and we already know. We're basically teaching these guys on what they need to change within their system. They're not teaching us anything new about shorts or how to produce a short. It's like, come on, you're talking to the guys that know how to. Yeah, but
they're asking you to, dude. That's hysterical.
So I really don't, even with that open communication, unless something like is happening with their channel or it's under duress of some things, then that's good to have a backup at that point where you could get insights. And we have gone down that path a few times for sure.
Yeah, being attacked. We've been attacked a few times, and obviously it's good to have those kind of people to understand the situation. And obviously these are people that are not good guys, that's for sure. YouTube understands that. What's interesting, you know, the check mark next to third phase.
Yeah.
Well, that was it. I don't even know if that is a thing now, but back in the day, we're just like, why are you giving and we told YouTube, it's like, why are you giving a check mark to a guy that's got 5,000-10,000 subscribers, when at that point I think we're up to 300,000-400,000. And I think you gotta have 100,000. You have to have 100,000 subscribers to get a check mark, and we were way beyond that. And everybody's getting allocated their check mark. So we called YouTube out on that one. Where's our check mark?
Damn check marks.
We want the check mark.
The check marks. And then get emotional about the check marks.
She says, "I'll look into it." And she did. She, like, next thing you know, the check mark was there the day after that meeting. So that was one of the things that communication did work in a benefit, and we saw reaction, and an action to it, positive there, definitely.
That's just the fascinating thing, is how you guys edge on the free speech. And you're telling, so YouTube said they didn't own it. They didn't own the front page. Does that mean the government owns the front page?
You tell me. They just said because of security reasons. Well,
national security reasons, right?
We could speculate. Let's just say third phase of moon got picked up like a flying saucer came to our house and picked this up, and we're streaming this live, real time.
Perfect.
And we're broadcasting on third phase of moon. And this is our plan, but this is what hopefully we're manifesting this. Come on, come to the Cousins brothers. We got the camera equipment, we got an audience. I'm sure we'll get the work. But do you think after 20 million, if word of mouth got out and we're doing this live for an hour, do you think the next day that would be on the searchable? No way. That would, in my opinion, would be taken down because of a national security issue. It's that crazy. I don't think we'd be able to do it unless we had a plan. And our plan would be if we had some kind of like technology and somebody had their flying saucer and is built, and we have like 5 or 6 prototypes ready to launch. There are strategic plans that I think we'd be able to do it where they couldn't suppress it. But in a way, I don't think there's nobody owns a leaderboard anymore. Only the major media does. And it's a sad fact. There's no way around it at this point. Whether it's for the governments owning it, I don't know.
I know we're going there. Maybe we should go to Rumble. No, I'm just kidding. Let's do it, you guys. That's the thing about my show is like I want to be good like you guys and do what you're supposed to do. But like I also want as much discussion as possible about the things that we can and the things they don't want us to talk about, because I think that stuff's, it's important that we talk about it all, because I don't understand it. They'll just shut someone down. Maybe they don't do it as much as I used to think. I feel like 5-10 years ago, 8 years ago, they'd shut people down randomly. I feel like I haven't heard that in a while, but like they've shut some people down and you're like, why did they get shut down?
There's at one point, it's kind of detrimental. That's why we opened up our secondary channel or sister channel, Third Phase UFO Report. And there was at one point where Google demonetized our YouTube demonetized our whole channel, and everything was shut down. And that was another time the internet, that's when our channel broke too as well at one point. But the whole channel was demonetized. They said that we're, what was their verbiage like?
Well, the whole idea is that they remonetized it 3 days later, because we did appeal through UFO Twitter and asked everybody, go tell UFO Twitter that Third Phase of Moon, they're not doing anything or whatever. This could have gone on for months. They could have never given it back, but within 3 days, we slowly saw it coming back. But my point was, I was going to say something that's kind of relevant to the demonetization, was that's right. They didn't give us any specific reason why. That was sad. So we had to delete. We had to guesstimate. They say you're repurposing something. You're repurposing. Like, can you tell us what are you talking about? What repurpose? And then so we went ahead and deleted about 200 million.
No, not that.
About what? How much?
About
30 or 40 million views of videos. We just okay, well, we'll delete this one. It could be, what are they talking about? We have no idea. So unfortunately, we had to take out like 30 or 40 million views of videos, individual videos, taking a guess, not sure, because they didn't give us a specific video. It could have been specific.
It's a little detrimental, because that's a lot of views that you're dropping in 24 hours in an algorithm. So we could have busted our own algorithm too at the same time. Who the hell knows? But they did monetize us the next day, and it all green lit, and that was great. We got a couple numbers, and we got through to YouTube. Whatever, it seemed to work. But then that day, we used to get like 500 to 1,000 subscribers a day. That's how you kind of grow a big channel like we have. And at that point, then it broke down. Then you're only seeing like 3 subscribers a day, or go minus 3 subscribers a day. And that's been this kind of like roll for like 4 years now. That's why we should have been at the million like 4 years ago. But this was the day it broke.
Within 24
Isn't that interesting?
Within 24 hours, and it never came back. It broke. Never pretty amazing.
I mean, yeah, it's active censorship. Sorry, YouTube. Don't hate me, YouTube. No, and not YouTube. It's just it's how they built the infrastructure, of how we get our information. And it was so nice. It was so nice when you guys would just pop up. I just say, I'm looking for a UFO. Bam, there'd be the new one. And you guys used to put, so many more videos out there.
Our number one fan, our mom. She's the number one. Well, sorry, you're a number one fan. My bad.
No, your mom. I get it. Mom. Get it.
She subscribed, notification bell on for all. She watches our videos. She doesn't get notified. Never. She used to, but never. Nobody gets notified. There's a reason behind that. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe they want to see what we're about to put out, and then they'll let it go a little bit after a few days. But it's a wild thing. It's kind of frustrating to a point, but what are you gonna do?
Your mom doesn't get your YouTube notifications.
No.
I think my mom gets mine.
I'm sure she does. We get yours. We got your notification. It's working for you. Maybe not after talking to us. I'm not sure, but I hope not.
That's hysterical that your mom doesn't get them. Yes, and I've heard that happen to people who I do know who subscribe to Third Phase of Moon, because I'll be like, yeah, Third Phase of Moon, yeah, we're talking UFOs. And one person showed me their channel, they had been unsubscribed. So you were actually, they didn't unsubscribe to you guys. This person had just gone and looked at their account and was like, whoa, how did I get unsubscribed to them? I know I'm causing all this chaos. Maybe
we hear that. Yeah, we hear that pretty much every day. That's what, if we get emails, hey, I'm subscribed to you guys, and I just had to subscribe to you again, or I didn't get an email. Hey, we talked to Michael Schratt tonight.
Yay, that's Michael. Yeah.
We wished him a happy birthday. It's his birthday today, and we want to wish, I guess, Shane is in the house over there, and it's his birthday today, too. So
there's a lot of birthdays.
Oh, yeah.
Shelly's birthday.
Shelly and
Diane's.
Shane. Happy birthday.
Michael Schratt.
Wow.
Everyone. Wow. Wow. That's a lot of birthdays, you guys.
Birthday.
Well,
birthdays for everybody.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Yeah, that's 5 birthdays. I don't know. That's really good when everybody gets to. But it's just fascinating, all this stuff that's going on, and I'm just so thankful that all the work that you guys have put in.
What's good though? It's like at least the silver lining is that we're able to produce these documentaries and make it really exciting. Versus, sharing UFO footage is one thing, but traveling across the country and meeting up with people and doing all that and producing it, editing it, and talking about the subject matter on a high end. And these documentaries are well received in all streaming platforms, and that's really exciting. That's a whole different level, and we're working on this continuous on how we continue to make our documentaries like UFO Endgame to Disclosure. Again, it goes up and down in the charts, but we just again claim #1 on iTunes for UFO Endgame, and it's getting on the front page over there on Amazon. And it's weird. We'll take the first, second, and then 15th and 17th place in the top 50. I don't know how you place like 5 different places in the top 50. I don't know what that's all about, but it's pretty exciting, and that's what we're.
Yes.
That's the game changer, is the high-end documentaries. And I got a feeling there's going to be this next one is going to be kind of on a whole new level. Brent, what was that?
Yeah, I was just saying that it's funny because we're in Washington, and then Amy texts us right when it shoot, and Blake's about to interview Greer, and I'm texting Amy, and I'm like, here's the photo, and I snapped a shot. And I'm like, this is what we're doing right now.
That's so funny. Yeah, because somebody was like, so, I heard you're into UFOs, right? At work. And I was like, well, yes, I have these friends and cousins, brothers, and, they work with, and actually, I didn't even mention you guys. they were like, "Oh, we watched the Stephen Greer documentaries." I was like, "Oh, my friends and cousins brothers make all the documentaries." And then I showed them the photo that you guys took, and I was like, "Look!" And then it was so cool because then I watched the new movie, and I was like, "Holy moly, that was the day you guys took the picture!"
Yeah, you saw the spot where we filmed it right there. So you're basically right with us at that point.
I was like, "What's going on? This is crazy! It's like I'm there."
What do you think? What do you think of UFO Endgame overall?
I loved it. I loved it so much, and I'm not just saying that because it was just like the perfect continuation of the discussion, mostly because all of this stuff is finally starting to truly come out. The clip of you guys having, I can't remember who it was, but the Maelstrom Air Force Base guy, right? In that one that one hearing that was on record, and they were talking to the guy who's supposed to be the UAP expert, and they asked him about the Maelstrom Air Force Base incident where the UFOs went over the nukes and deactivated them all. Right. And the UAP guy's like, "I don't know about that one. I've never heard of that one." And it's just interesting. We're getting this mesh of like the true history of what's going on with all of these UFO incidents. And at the same time, having people awaken to the history. Like what Michael says. Happy birthday, Michael Schratt, by the way. Million happy birthdays to Michael Schratt. Such a good man. But that's what Michael always says, right? This is the history of our country, that it's the hidden history. And so that's what I saw. And I also liked how you guys clipped all of really high profile people. You know, there wasn't, you guys had Avi Loeb, Tim Burchett. I mean, you guys had all of these different people. And so I liked seeing you guys doing the interviews. I like seeing you guys do more of the interviews just because you guys do get the big people. And it's like, whoa. But it's also kind of like this weird thing where it's sort of scary. You know, it gets to this little bit of a scary level.
It's a non-scripted documentary. That's what's amazing about it. Like when we're talking to these individuals and we're asking the questions from the knowledge that we've had and trying to tie it all together, and it's so non-scripted that this almost seems like it's an action movie, but in real life this is NCI, but it's not, it's real. And that's exciting as well. That's what keeps us going. It just feels like we're living in a real life movie, and it's fun. But it is a little like, wow, this is kind of heavy duty at the same time.
Oh yeah, you guys just kick it back. Stephen Greer's like, "Let's go on this adventure." Yeah, Stephen Greer, man, he'll take you. Man, he seems like such an interesting fella to hang out with. Yeah, but that's what's interesting about the journey, right? With this. Is you're always it's all these, that's what makes this community cool. That's what makes people who are into it cool. They're seeking knowledge, right?
Doesn't it seem like the Matrix as well? Like everybody looks their part
Yes.
in this field. It's just like if you look at somebody that would be the godfather of ufology, it'd be a Stanton Freeman, it'd be a Dr. Greer, that kind of look. If you got somebody that looked like somebody that worked at Area 51, it'd look like a Bob Lazar. If you're looking like somebody that's a historian on aviation and got down into the books, then you're looking at this individual known as Michael Schratt. Then you look at these characters, they just look the part. I don't know, Third Phase Moon's a little unorthodox. I don't think we looked the part. We just kind of came out of nowhere. It doesn't make sense, but we're in the UFO field. It's weird. And there's a mark that we put on it, but it's an interesting dynamic. But don't they? Everybody looks like they belong where they should be, and I don't know what to say about it. It's just as if everybody
Bob Lazar, especially, right? Bob looks like he's supposed to do this. It's like the young, you know, like what really, like you're right. Like he is that guy. Bob Lazar is that guy.
And when you look at our documentary, they look like movie characters, but in reality, they're just real people. But it's amazing. The cast on UFO Endgame and Above Top Secret, they have this look. And Bob Lazar was in our, what was it? Countdown to disclosure. We got Bob Lazar. That was the last
That's
word from Bob Lazar.
right.
We're the last to speak to Bob Lazar publicly, actually.
Oh, that's
Through,
right.
Jim Goodall. And then Michael Schrack gave us the lost tapes from Lazar that nobody's heard for over 30. Nobody's, and we broke that down. We're the last contact with Lazar, but I don't know. People don't want to talk about it too much, but in reality, that's a true statement there.
Lazar's he's the block. There's something about Lazar that I think once people get to it, I don't know. There's something there. There's a reason people keep digging, but it is fascinating, and I am into it.
There's a lot about him. I would like to, Jim Goodall believes him.
Right.
Wholeheartedly. When we ask him, we've hung out with Jim Goodall weeks at a time. So we talk about Lazar a lot, and obviously his stories and hanging out with Lear and the good old times in the desert, those adventures that they went on. It's pretty interesting. But Goodall, I don't think Goodall would state that.
No, Goodall wouldn't do that. No.
Yeah, I think if he didn't believe him, I think he would tell us. Let's just put it that way. You know what I mean?
Did you hear what Goodall's doing next, Amy?
Meeting Elon Musk.
That was interesting.
Something like that.
Not quite. Actually, he's turning into Indiana Goodall.
Oh, isn't he going with? It's not aliens guy, Jared.
Yeah, exactly. They're heading. They're going to be leaving in 13 days. And Dark Hour, Michael Rosers, they're all heading out to Belize, and they got this property, and the property owners believe that there's mega structures, pyramids, undiscovered, and these guys are going to go on an adventure. I don't know. I'm still a little. We talk to them every day, Michael and Jim and the crew, and what these guys are up against, but I'm just hoping that they go on a really safe adventure and get back to the States, sound. But these guys
falling down a mountain looking for a pyramid.
Yes.
And I think this hill over here is a pyramid, Michael. You just imagine Jim. Oh, they'll make it back okay. We'll say prayers.
We'll say our prayers, that's for sure. I just want them to find the golden monkey or golden lion or whatever they find. That'd be like something out of Indiana Jones. Like I said, hey, if you guys find the pyramid, we're flying out the next day. So,
well, you guys found that thing in Hawaii. That structure.
And guess what? We contacted the University of Hawaii and passed that on to local media around here, and everybody had an interest. Even the University of Hawaii found odd things about what we're filming that they couldn't explain. But guess what? Nobody wanted to come on location and check it out personally. But this thing, they're just trying to put it back in our hands and told us you got to do a little bit more homework. Go and search these archives and blueprints. Maybe you might find out what it is. But there's things about this pyramid that we found that really has odd ways of how it's built, how old it is, the times when the white people came to Hawaii. There's this really fine line in between when this could possibly have been built. We're thinking it's much older before there's white men here in Hawaii, and that if that's real, Hawaiians didn't build structures like this. It's a fascinating place in the middle of nowhere, and that's how we found it. We're treasure hunters back in the day when we first started Third Phase of Moon. We're going in the deep crevasses here in Hawaii and digging out treasure, digging 20-foot holes and pulling out all sorts of goodies. So that's how we stumbled across this place. And Blake was the one that found it, and it's like, check this out, Brent.
That's so sweet, man.
Hey, whatever.
Yeah, I remember.
If nobody wants to come down and take a look, we're just going to use it as our movie backdrop, because that place looks so sick. You got the water flowing, you got the wall, you got the vines. It's amazing. Oh, what?
Yes, the new one.
Yep.
Well,
we've been busy. It's like sometimes we haven't taken such a break on Third Phase of Moon, I don't think in, again, 13, 14 years over the past, 2 or 3 months, because we were making our documentary, UFO Endgame, and then doing all that. And then all of a sudden we got into a feature film that me and Brent directed, and we've been working on location. So we got a film that's going to be coming out, and it's nothing to do with UFOs. We're just kind of going back to our old childhood filmmaking techniques, because we've won awards for our films, and we just wanted to make another scary movie. So we worked on this film called Day of the Wicked, and it's pretty interesting what we pulled off, and we completed it just recently. It's about 2 months in the making, and a lot of work, a lot of great times though, with cast of members on location, new people, new friends, and really amazing cinematography, according to us. But we're sharing it out there, and there's a lot of praise on this. And we shot it on a shoestring budget, but when we're showing the people the trailer, which we haven't released yet to the public, kind of behind the scenes, they're wondering if this movie costs like $100 million, because some of the things that we're pulling off with this practical stylization of filmmaking that we used to master when we're younger in our old filmmaking careers, and making our horror movies and action adventure movies. We've learned so much since then, and it's quite incredible. Day of the Wicked, it's kind of a homage to Evil Dead and The Shining a little bit.
And we got some of our favorite members in there. We got Paula Asteria's in there, and Doc Skinner's makes a great appearance in there as the sheriff of the town.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see it. That's going to be so much fun. Yeah, and that's what's so great, is just keeping it up, man, and just being there's so many things I want to ask you guys, but I have to think about the right things, because we're on the television or something on the television. You guys know what I mean? But yeah, you guys are working on so many cool creative projects. I really like a lot of, because I've seen the first one that was on Amazon Prime. What was that one? Long time ago. I bet I can remember it. Don't tell me. It's the one. Gosh, I told you guys not to tell me, so you're not going to tell me. I know it. What was it? Oh, I've seen it. It's the zombies. The zombies.
Oh, the Rising Dead.
Rising Dead.
Yeah,
that's the one everybody needs to go watch.
Yeah, it's
2 years. Movie. Yeah, it's a good movie.
It's like, when you watch that movie, the cinema in that movie is incredible. And again, I'm just like, kind of, that's a little bragging, I guess. I maybe should tone it down a little bit, because that's my opinion. But man, I look at that movie. I look at it.
We're trying to. That's when Lord of the Rings came out, and we're at the peak of our filmmaking at that time, and we're just like trying to copy and emulate Peter Jackson, James Cameron. So every shot's really stylized. We owned a video store at that time in our town for about 7-8 years, and we'd film every weekend, and we'd just pull people that would come into our video store, and we said, "Hey guys, you want to play a zombie, and we're gonna kill you today?" So we'd take them out to these really abandoned locations and these awesome sets, and we do that. That's why I think our death count in there was probably close to 100 people in that movie.
That's fantastic. I can't wait for the new one. I don't even know how many people you guys decided to kill in the new one. But it's just so good, to go do different things, and I just always have to change my brain on things, because I like the UFO things, but then I have other little obsessions and things that I get into to kind of switch gears. I don't know if you guys find that important for your creative process, but whatever. I don't know. We're streaming late at night. I guess we can talk about whatever. But
yeah. Making this movie was a step away from Third Phase of Moon for a good 2 months. It took all our time. We couldn't do them both at the same time. There's so much dedication to the detail that we're working with this film. It'd be impossible for me and my brother to keep up creatively and physically to pull off the edit. You can only edit so much in a day, or physically you'll get in pain. And I've suffered issues just because of the editing and the manicuring of these timelines. It's very intricate, but What's crazy too, though, this movie that we did, we're working with the best equipment that we've ever worked with, and that's a joy in itself. Like the camera systems that we used to dream as when we're young filmmakers, that we're working with good stuff, but we're keeping up with what Hollywood has at this moment, and this is exciting when we're able to like get it on camera and see it in its true beauty and respect the colors and the whole aspect and the atmosphere. It looks good, and we're really happy that technology has given us that tool. We just got to keep up with the big boys. As far as film, as we do pretty good with the documentaries, right? We're number one. We keep up with all the Academy Award filmmaking documentaries. We 3 years in a row, our documentaries are the top, and it's the Cousins brothers doing it. If we can do that in film and make these movies, that's one of, we've always inspired to that. But we'll never give up the UFO thing. But we just the filmmaking aspect.
What keeps you going with UFOs, Blake? No, I'm just kidding. You don't have to answer that.
Good evidence. Give it the good evidence. That's for sure.
Good evidence.
Duty. It's a duty.
One day we'll freaking know. We need the evidence, man. We need the evidence. It's the worst.
We're making some big moves. I think in June we're going to be traveling. We're going to be doing a documentary in Colorado, and then we're going to be going to Washington at the National Press Club. What's that? Oh yeah, Amy's you're going to be there with us in Washington?
Yeah, I'm going to try.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
Party in Washington, DC. Don't get me started, guys. I do crazy things. I'll be crazy. I'll arrive and you'll be like, what the did we just get ourselves into? I'm just kidding, guys. It's all good. I'm normal.
Oh, of course.
Totally normal. There's nothing crazy about me. But yeah, I'll be there with you guys and Stephen Greer and Michael. We're all gonna go to the press club.
Then we're gonna drop by Colorado and shoot something not UFO related. It's gonna be a groundbreaking kind of documentary that we're pretty much ready to jump all in, and we can't go into too many details, but it's gonna be interesting because it has a lot on the table. President Obama was involved. President Trump was involved. 5 people are arrested wrongfully, which we're going to try to prove, and convicted and sentenced to 11 years in jail. And these guys are all out now, and it's a big story about software and corruption and crooked judges. So this is going to be we're going to be jumping into this one, and this is exciting stuff. So we're going to be in Colorado at some point for a week, shooting all these participants in this really fascinating story.
I'm excited about that. That's just going to be so. And they sought you out, right? They were looking for you guys to make this documentary.
It's interesting because these people are dealing with sensitive information that they're dealing with the Homeland Security, the NYPD, the FBI, and CIA about software. So when they just were so happened to get their eyes on above top secret, not because they were into the UFO phenomenon, just the fact that the title was above top secret. And when they watched the documentary, they appreciated our questions towards the government about withholding information and the whole idea of questioning our government about what the truth is and be more transparent about it. And they just loved on the editing and the way we powerhouse and ask the big questions, that we would be a perfect fit for these guys as their documentary that's never been ever told before. And it's all about their plight, about how they've been suppressed of their technology and their software. Had nothing to do with UFOs, but it's still the same government cover-up of certain things, and it's not always UFOs. It's going to be quite incredible. We're getting ourselves into a little deep on that one, but we've asked active FBI that are friends of ours that still, classmates. We've asked people on high end, should we get into this? Should we get into this? Are we going to be safe? So apparently they're giving us the green light, but it is still we'll see how it goes. But we're going to do it.
That's committed. So cool. I love hearing that you guys are going into working on more stuff in free speech and government transparency, because that's a lot of what's going on. The damn money. I mean, I could go on and on with you guys. You guys already know that. The damn money, the missing army money. You guys remember that? Missing all the million. How much they're milling? Like everything. They're just like all the money. 3 trillion, like some number that I can't even process. $3 trillion went missing. Oops.
Where did it go? The day before, we know the day before. Rumsfeld. It was a great speech. And then that so happened wherever, we can't get into too much on that. But yeah, it was a Rumsfeld thing. We're missing, was it 3 trillion? 3 to 4 trillion. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. It's a really... I just don't know if it's just like the weirdest thing. I don't know if it's just that the general public's like, you just misplaced $4 trillion. Like that's an issue.
Those
like
movies,
that's an
James
issue.
Bond? Do you remember those James Bond movies? And he had those super villains with those massive warehouses, and they got thousands of people working underground, working on things. It's great to see these. Do those really exist? Some people say that's all in the movies, and it doesn't. It's like it's not that sophisticated. It's not that covert. It's not so black budget the way you think it is. I'm still having a hard time believing it. I'm into the movie. I still think there's like these fantastic bunkers and super villains, super technology. I don't think it's all the movies. That's for sure. But we got to find out the proof. We don't got it. That's for sure. We have to prove it. Otherwise, we're all speculating here.
Think of what they could build with $4 trillion. They could build whatever they wanted. Whatever they wanted.
Just like they say, the B-1 bomber cost $1 billion each, where it's probably about $100 million in change, as Dr. Greer would say. And I believe that $500 hammers or $500 toasters in the military. There's a lot of black budget money going out everywhere. And,
you talk to people in the military, they're like, they charged me $500 for this chair. If you look at their receipts, right? Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great to just be a fly on the wall in some of these underground places? We got friends that still work in the that's active right now in Nevada in the desert, and we know this guy for a while. I'm not going to say his name, but we used to work with him on Third Phase Moon, and then he got hired working in a top secret, high classified underground base. And he's giving us some details about how people underground, they listen to Third Phase of Moon. They're big fans, which is great. and he was really enlightened getting his position and seeing some of these high assets that the public doesn't know, and he can't tell us. He's still under that kind of NDA and classification, but he says it's amazing. So something's going on.
And he assures us that they like what we do, because these guys are under NDAs, right? All these people, but we're the ones that are exposing it in a free democracy, freedom of speech, no NDAs, none of that. We're not connected to anybody. So when anything comes to us, we can put it out. And that's what we've been doing for a long time. So everybody's keeping their eye on us, that's for sure. And it's interesting to hear it come from this guy in the position that he works from in a top secret system over there in Nevada. I'm not exactly sure exactly what base it is. But to everybody's watching when you're on the front line, and we have access to the whole world as the public. They got our email is to everybody. Everybody's looking to share if they've got something. Where's the platform? But still to this day, we've come across some close calls where we thought we're going to get the smoking gun. We're going to be revealed to this top secret private company that's developed certain things with access that they're going to grant us, and they wanted us to come there with their cameras. Really exciting times. some people said that they had things that were ET in nature, material, and unfortunately, it just never came to be just yet. Unfortunately, it's still not there. It's tangible. Dang it. I thought we would have been there though, because we're so connected to the public. So that's a little disappointing. We still haven't gotten that. And it seemed like we're really close at certain points. And some of these people seem very credible and legitimate, and we saw no reason why they would even go down the road of wasting our time or their time with this kind of language. There was not, it seemed very legitimate of the communications we're having. But for some reason it fell out and communications broke off, never to be heard again from these guys. So who knows?
There's been a couple deathbed confessions too, with really solid proof, in my opinion, of what they delivered and how they approached us, and the information that this person that gave out. And then we got contacted later that he was really happy and he died of cancer, and the wife was really pleased. He was happy before he died that he got his information out. And we released some of those papers. He said he worked in Area 51. It's an interesting case. It's back in our archives, and I suggest people to go and look at it. And I still think it's a solid case, just because of the way everything transpired within the delivery of information that he was trying to give us, kind of on an underground, and the way they deleted all their accounts once he died too, because the family didn't want to be associated with it. Interesting concepts of information that comes through to us all the time. Hey, Amy, we're gonna have to get going here pretty soon, but man, this is great hanging out.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I totally figured. I just wanted to keep you guys on as long as humanly possible. So thanks for jumping on, guys. That was surreal. And you finally came on Alien Girl 111. Finally. Jeez.
Yeah, it is.
I'm clipping this. I'm putting this everywhere, all over the channel, everywhere. But thank you guys. I know you guys got to go. Thank you so much for jumping on and talking with me. It's been super cool. This is awesome. So you guys take care over there in Hawaii.
Well, you keep up the good work. We look forward to seeing your shiny face every day on the Twitter and the YouTube. You keep it up. You're positive. That's important. Never some negativity in this field, but you keep it fun.
You're fresh air. Like, for people out there doing what we're doing, you're a breath of fresh air in this community for sure.
Oh, you guys are amazing. You're my breath of fresh air. Stop it, guys. I'll let you guys go. But thank you. You guys are amazing. I could just talk aliens all day long. But we got to have fun with it. Do you know what I mean? We got to have fun with it. Like, when I see these people stop having fun, I'm just like, why are you doing it? Like, if you can't, like, find some sort of something to laugh at with this. Like, there's some serious stuff, yeah. But it's
into really serious stuff on Kate. It's like, there's so many videos out there that if they just look at it, go talk to the people. Many times, like, we have thousands of contacts of these people that submitted their videos. If anybody was, wanting to get into this, I would suggest go into the Third Phase Moon archive. If you see the link to the video of the person that shot it, go contact them, go interview them, ask them. There's so many cases that have not yet been investigated, and there's thousands of them out there that we've never followed up on. Logistically, it's pretty tricky. But again, there's so many people that have crazy videos, and we have the links that go back to their original source. Email them, reach out to them, and see what they got to say. And that's where there's so much untapped eyewitness testimony and the logistics and the situation in the exact same time. A lot of data that could be brought forward. It's a gold mine still waiting to be tapped. The Third Phase of Moon archives.
That's what I'd say. Guys, we could talk forever. And I'm a librarian too, so we don't even need to go there. Yes, you guys need to do that with the archive.
Thanks, Amy. You have a good one.
Bye, guys. You guys have a good one. Thanks for swinging by. You too.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Can you guys believe that? We got Third Phase of Moon on. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wow, you guys. So I mean, I really wanted to show you guys that for so many different reasons. Excuse me, I've been listening for so many different reasons because there's such a huge voice in the community, and it was just like a really special conversation where we talked about all sorts of things, including the YouTube algorithm. We talked about Bob Lazar. We talked about hidden pyramids in Hawaii, and it was just really not something I wanted you guys to miss, especially if it was just, you know, in the middle of the night. You guys did get to see it because that's when a lot of it was going down, you know, and that's always going to be going down that way. And don't you forget, I didn't forget it, sir. It's your day too, guys, because at the end of the day, what we're really wondering is, how did you get here? Good morning, UFO. Right? How in the hell of the YouTube algorithm did you manage to find yourself here? I'm in the past. I'm Amy in the past, but right now we're Amy in the future because we are broadcasting here live and alive in the middle of the desert. Yes, we are in the heart of alien country because one day it's all going to come out. The bodies, the documents, and the craft. And they're going to say, you know what they're going to say, you guys. They're going to say that they always knew. And you're going to say, no, man, I knew. Because I was listening to all of my podcast friends. Yes, I was. I was listening to them all. But I was also listening to Alien Girl 111111111. Thank you so much for coming to this special morning edition of Alien Girl 111. If you have not yet, if you could just hit that like button at the bottom of the screen, helps us get to the straight of the algorithm. If you could hit that subscribe button, we are 2,000 star seed strong now. And we've got more interviews coming, bigger, better than you could ever imagine, because at the end of the day, they might say that you're absolutely crazy, that you don't know what is going on. But we know that's not true, don't we, everybody? Everybody in the chat. And I love each and every single one of you more than you could possibly know. I hope you enjoyed the tracks from my First Floor Audio. Go check him out. I love each and every single one of you. Thank you so much to the Cousins Brothers for coming on the show. Thank you so much for all of the moderators, sponsors, supporters. It is because of you that this show continues on. And we will see you again tomorrow. Mwah!